My acorn crop. Just a few days ago, I was posting something to Facebook, and forgive me if I refer to my notes in this one, but I received a message that said, to keep Facebook safe, we sometimes block certain content and actions. Now you may be asking, what were you posting? Well, it wasn't titties. Sorry. I mean, I kind of agree with some guys, boobs might just, save the world. Maybe, yeah. Nope, no, I wasn't posting boobs or anything like that. I was posting this. I was posting a chick tract, which they're not that common anymore. But they're the little religious tracts that used to get handed out by street preachers, or people trying to pass the good word on the street, and most of these were mortifying. I mean, I would not convert if I read this. It's pretty terrifying, pretty mortifying stuff. However, I think they're funny, and I collect them. I collect all kinds of Christian memorabilia, kind of stuff like that. I used to have some coasters, and I had a wallet that looked like it had a $100 bill poking out of it, and stuff like that. I think it's just good fun to collect that stuff, and it's good fun if you got a group of friends to go collect that stuff, which is what I was trying to do, was get some people together to go collecting stuff. So I never thought this would happen to me. I mean, and I also thought it would be funny if I was banned from Facebook for posting Christian stuff when I'm not even Christian. But this is just, goes to show me how far freedom of speech is being flushed down the toilet. It's a little shocking to me. You'll probably notice if you're jumping platforms here that all over YouTube people are having their videos demonetized, and this is some people's livelihood. This is how they make their money, is making videos. Not me, not my microscopic channel, probably not ever on my microscopic channel. I just do this for fun. But when you take someone's livelihood away, that is a form of censorship. Maybe they'll be less inclined to make a video if it's controversial, if they know they're not going to get paid. A gentleman by the name of David Seaman. Yeah. Yep. Anyway, he got fired from the Huffington Post for posting some articles regarding Hillary Clinton's health. Dr. Drew of Dr. Drew Online, or On Call, Dr. Drew On Call, Dr. Online's a song. He had his show canceled 8 days after making a video regarding some concerns on Hillary Clinton's health and her treatments thereof. Milo Yiannopoulos got banned from Twitter for quote-unquote attacking Leslie Jones about Ghostbusters, which I believe I read all the comments. He wasn't very nice, but he wasn't exactly attacking her. It wasn't as horrible as some of the other stuff that was posted to her, and some of the horrible stuff she posted to other people. And back in May, Facebook was deliberately blocking conservative news outlets. And who cares? These are conservatives, right? I mean, they're all assholes, right? They're trying to keep us in the dark ages. No, we need to be concerned about this. America was founded by conservative assholes. They were known as the Puritans. And the Puritans came here to the United States, which wasn't the United States at that point, fleeing religious persecution in England. You can look it up. And a lot of them died. They came here and they died. And to gloss over a lot of history, going over the Revolutionary War, freedom of speech was an idea that was expressed at the First Congress on June 8th, 1789 by James Madison. And he was proposing this idea because these people You know, these Americans, these German, well, they weren't Americans yet, but these immigrants, people who had come to this country, knew what it was like to be censored. They knew what it was like to have their freedom of speech taken away from them, and they wanted to, you know, have guarantee that that wouldn't happen with this new government that was being built. And James Madison said, "The people shall not be deprived or abridged of their right to speak, to write, or to publish their sentiments, and the freedom of the press, as one of the great bulwarks of liberty, shall be inviolable." You know, the bulwark is a defensive wall, and inviolable means excuse me, broken, infringed, or dishonored. And what is this kind of censorship thing all about? You know, it's kind of cropping up more and more here and there. It's also taking on a different form. People are calling hate anything that they can view as negative potentially as hate speech. You know, so much as that I could say something as benign as, I think Pokemon Go's stupid, which I've never played it so I don't know, but that could be hate speech. You know, it totally could be hate speech. And who is the arbiter of what is hate speech? Who is it? Is it you? Is it me? Is it the government? Do we want the government telling us what we can say? No, we don't. Because freedom of speech is an amazing right and tool that we can use, you know, against a tyrannical government. Or we can use it to change, you know, to evoke real social change. But when you censor that and you prevent people from saying what they want to say or the way they say it, you're changing the way they think. You're gaining control of their mind. And that is the whole point of this hate speech and censorship, is to control the population and control what you can say. And in the end, when you control people like this, it's bad for democracy. It's bad for intellectual freedom, which boils down to it's bad for everybody because we can't have an honest conversation anymore. And that's what people want. That's what the regressive left wants. They want their control, and they don't want you to say anything. You know, they don't. And there's no merit in censoring anything that isn't an outright call for criminal activity. There really isn't. Not in this country. You know, Dr. Drew should be concerned. All he wants to be about Hillary's health and not suffer any ramifications for it. You know, this isn't weird. I mean, when John McCain was running for president, people were all about his health because he had like skin cancer on his face or something. You know, but we can't be concerned about Hillary. You know, she's theoretically going to be the president for 4 years. You know, but it's to the point, and you know, we can care about Donald Trump all we want to because he's an asshole. Nobody wants, you know, nobody gives a shit, right? But since, you know, Hillary's a woman and the first woman president, and theoretically, potentially the first woman president, you know, we can't be concerned about her health at all. And why not? Why not? This is a person who's going to lead our country for the next 4 years. What the hell? Should be concerned about this. And yeah, the Schick Tract was a stupid, paltry thing. I mean, it's bullshit, but it's an appalling glimpse of how far censorship has gone. And it should be a catalyzing call to action to anyone who even remotely cares about freedom of speech. And, you know, when you think about it, you know, on YouTube, when you're like, it's just these weird, you know, these wackadoo conservative types, you know, that are posting this shit, these skeptics, you know, who cares about them? Whatever, nobody cares. Yeah, we should care, because when they, you know, shut all of them up, when all of those guys are gone, then they're gonna decide what, that MAC Cosmetics evil, and we can't talk about that anymore. You know, or Jeffree Star, for instance, you know, he's being labeled as a racist. I don't know if he is or isn't, whatever, but, you know, we're gonna silence him and we're not gonna buy his products because he's an asshole. What about Lime Crime? You know, they have a history of some untoward activities and practices, and we shouldn't buy from them either. That's what's going on. That's a form of censorship when you start saying, well, these people are bad, you can't buy their products. That is, I mean, granted, it's not, it is and it isn't a form of censorship. It is a form of freedom of speech as well. But when you start taking people's money away, then it becomes censorship. When you start controlling the way people spend their money, and the way they think, and the way they talk, and the ideas they can express. And that, like I said, is a catalyzing. It should be a catalyzing call to action to anybody who even remotely cares about freedom of speech or this country. You can say, fuck the United States. It sucks here. They're all a bunch of cunts. Well, yeah, you can. You can say that all day long, and you're not going to suffer. Whereas I say somebody else says something, I maybe say something about Hillary Clinton's health. Holy shit! Do I have to worry about my family being murdered? I mean, come on. That's what happens in other countries. That doesn't happen here. It shouldn't. America was once one of the greatest countries in the world, if not the greatest country in the world. But it's not now. It's being completely emasculated. Well, on that happy note, good night, America, wherever you are.